Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Game Night of Columbia, Tennessee, Dockside, TCG, and Scrollrack, a new app for recommending you a new cEDH deck. Today we have Ray going first with Omnath, then Bobby on Malcolm, Vial Smasher, then TJ on Kaalia the Vast, and Danny on Roger Silas. Let's get into the action.
Got Omnath going first.
Just a Spire Garden pass.
The old check for the old opponents.
Yep.
Got Bobby out here. He has won 2 of these tournaments so far, so we'll see how he fares in this pod.
Yeah. I don't think he's one of the people going into this round 2-0, right? I think he has. Does he have 1 win so far?
0 wins.
Zero wins so far. Okay. Gotta love that. The turn 1 Malcolm is always a good play. Start making treasures basically immediately. You know, it doesn't run that many big meaty spells, but you can't really complain about turn 1 Crypt into Malcolm.
And that's half the combo, so you just play it and then you just stare at everybody else.
Yeah.
See what they think about it.
And, you know, the Pirate Glinthorn Buccaneer is actually fairly hard to interact with for a lot of these decks. You can't Force of Negation it, you can't Spell Pierce it, can't miscast it, etc. So it's pretty much like if you just had the Force, or, you know, even if you drop a Cavern on turn 2, it gets really terrifying.
Yeah, and creature combos in general are hard to interact with.
Also a good turn 1 from Kaalia. Unfortunately, no kind of Mox Diamond or anything like that, so we're not going to be seeing a turn 2 Kaalia, but still a lot of ramp, you know. Could easily be an untap into some kind of card draw spell or some tutors to maybe set up a Razaketh or Vilas draw.
And we see TJ here with a real messy deck, and he's just not doing very good housekeeping right now. Like I know I'm in the wrong with the glare, but God, look at that stack of cards.
Yeah. Definitely an interesting setup too for the Silas Rograkh deck. Usually, when you see that at the table, you really want either a lot of interaction or a stack deck running something like Deafening Silence or Rule of Law effects. I don't think any of these decks are going to be bringing any of that kind of stacks. Maybe the Omnath deck. I'm not as familiar with that one.
I know only one thing about Danny, and he loves going fast. So you need to keep him hampered down.
Yeah.
Because he'll go off turn 1, turn 2 easy.
Yeah, the Rograkh deck is probably the fastest deck in the format. Maybe Anala is faster. Anala is probably a little bit more consistent in its speed, but Rograkh, it can get those turn 1 Jessica's Will plays or anything like that, and Mox Amber too. And if he's fetching and not passing after playing Rograkh, it definitely makes it seem like he's got something going on over there.
I'm definitely not familiar with the Angry Bean, Omnath, and cEDH. I assume it's some kind of food chain combo.
Probably.
Being that it has a bunch of colors and enters the battlefield and does things.
Yeah. Okay, just strike it, Rich. Yeah. I think Omnath's second ability requires you to have 8 lands, so that's probably not going to come up a whole lot in cEDH, but
it's definitely a plan.
Right. But it coming in and dealing 1 damage every time it comes in with Food Chain definitely could come up.
See Ray's, see how Ray has everything set up so nice and uniform.
Yeah. Very clean.
That's why he doesn't get any glare.
Mm-hmm. pretty good dockside, especially with, you know, 2 of your opponents dropping turn 1 mana crypt. Doesn't look like we're going to see a treasure sack there. He's just going to give it to him.
No responses, I don't think, either.
Yeah. 4 treasures. Definitely a pretty active turn 1 too, so you know, I think if there was going to be interaction, we probably see it by now.
Ooh, okay.
Destiny Spinner.
There goes that interaction.
Yeah. Kaalia player trying to see what Destiny Spinner does. He's not going to be countering it, of course, but probably a red flag.
It's a good time. It's a good read.
Yeah.
Good read.
It's got a lot of text on it. The bottom text doesn't come up too much. But, I guess the enchantment part probably doesn't come up too much either, but the creature can't be countered part definitely does come up a lot. Main phase Brainstorm. He might be a little low on lands. Or maybe he's looking for maybe some interaction to try to land a Ristic or something to that effect.
Looking for the Buccaneer, or maybe even just something to back it up.
Yeah, without Malcolm on the board right now, the Buccaneer definitely not the threatening the instant win that you might normally see. We are gonna play, looks like a Polluted Delta, and get some of those bad cards off the top of the deck.
Yeah, Malcolm being met with that Pyroblast.
Mm-hmm.
Very unfortunate, but we're still here to play.
Yeah. I mean, the game's probably a lot quicker if Malcolm doesn't eat a Pyroblast. Especially since it seems like interaction might be a little light, with Malcolm resolving and it getting all the way around the table before Ray finally meets it with a Pyroblast.
Mm-hmm. We saw a decent tutor from TJ with his Insidious Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But it does not seem like he got any interaction with that. Yet, anyway.
Yeah, if I'm the Kaalia player, I'm definitely looking just to get Rograkh in my hand, especially this early on, and when someone's already used an interaction spell on someone else's combo. Not that Pyroblast is going to be anything that you're afraid of as a Kaalia player, but
I'm not totally sure what that is.
that's an Underground Sea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See Roger Silas in the tank right now. Maybe thinking about going for it here.
Yeah, with 3 mana, that's when you start hitting Jessica's Will or Wheel effects, where you can really start kind of going off with the combo engine that creates. No Polymorph yet, but Diabolic Intent instead.
Just a good, honest Diabolic Intent. Nothing to see here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, apparently it is something to say since the Pirates player probably doesn't recognize that art. I think a lot of people have the newer art with the Liliana version. Is that from the Liliana version? I think it's from one of the...
That's just the older one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looks like it's good. He's gonna go searching.
Mm-hmm.
Good honest 9 to 5 tutor there.
Yeah. Some Kaalia decks do run Opposition Agent, so it's a one chance kind of for the Kaalia to interact there, but obviously we're not seeing an Opposition Agent right now, so it seems like whatever he got is going to be a combo enabler, not a stacks piece. And I agree, you know, if you're trying to fight a value fight, I think with Kaalia on this kind of board, you're gonna be killed by a combo before you can get any value out.
And sometimes games just go like this, where everyone's just off to the races.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen one piece of interaction so far in Pyroblast, and everybody else is just really trying to get their engine started.
Mm-hmm. Got Taiga, Spire Garden, Mana Confluence, 2 treasures.
And a field full of dreams.
Yep. And uncounterable creature spells. Going 3.
Very relevant.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone's worried about him looping dockside.
Imperial Recruiter.
Imperial Recruiter.
I don't know what the lines are with Omnath to know how threatening this is. It's not like anyone can stop it at this point with a Destiny Spinner, but
not sure if things are going to get funky or if they're just going to get... I assume it'll just be for value, just like the Dockside was pretty much just value.
Well, he only has 2 treasures to cast something off of. So we're not going to see anything too splashy or interactive, I bet. Spellseeker. Okay.
Okay. We're getting funky.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting funky. Tutor for the better tutor.
Yeah.
Spellseeker to hand. Bobby's going to go ahead and take some life here.
Yep. Alright. Let's see what Pirates is up to. So, assuming he plays a land this turn, we might just see Malcolm pass.
He's got the treasure token just right over that Vial Smasher. Like, it just doesn't even matter.
Yep. Yeah.
Locking him away. Just there for the colors, folks.
Yeah. I think he does run, if I remember correctly, Curiosity to get some value off Vial Smasher.
Yeah, that would be good.
Tapping 5.
He grabbed the grip.
It is just Malcolm again. Okay.
Slams Malcolm and stares everybody directly into their soul and asks them, what are they about? We got Omnath reading Malcolm.
Yeah. I would think that he knows what it does, considering he pyroblasted it. But who knows? Maybe he's just afraid of a turn 1 commander.
At that time, he wasn't too concerned. He just knew it had to go.
Yeah. And it's probably still the right decision. That Pyroblast, you probably just want to get value out of it at a table like this, where it's, one of your opponents is playing Kaalia, so not a lot of targets out of them. And then the Rograkh deck, it does use some blue spells, but really the big threats of that are Jessica's Wills and Ad Nauseam, and probably not a whole lot for Pyroblast to do there. Although you could get into a counter war with it.
Sometimes you sprinkle some extreme prejudice on that Pyroblast.
Yeah, and it looks like Kaalia has missed its land drop, which is not good for Kaalia.
No, not at all.
Yeah, very unlikely to win in that deck without Kaalia.
Okay.
Dark Writ, okay.
Dark Writ. We'll see what we got.
And we're going up to 5, and there's the Ad Nauseam.
Okay. Does anybody have anything to say about the Ad Nauseam?
And Ray's got Force.
There it is. Pitching Gilded Drake.
I mean, definitely a right to play. You cannot let this Ad Nauseam resolve. And we're forcing right back.
Back at him.
Is that Fierce Guardianship?
Yep, pitching Guardianship.
All right. Well, I guess Roger's dead. You're probably not going to cast him again.
Especially not off 2 mana.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's all in on Ad Naus. Doesn't seem like...
And that's a Fierce Guardianship. All right.
With a little bit of glare.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a dash.
Yeah. Okay. Well, everyone breathes a collective sigh of relief as the table uses a whole lot of resources to get that done. Force of Will coming out from 2 players, Fierce Guardianship, Dark Writ.
It's just, winning is better together.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget.
Yeah. Definitely makes the Malcolm player pretty scary to have used counter spells on that, and to know that one of your opponents is probably out of interaction, definitely out of free interaction right now, and that the Kaalia player is stuck on lands and probably doesn't have a whole lot of interaction himself.
Twin Flame, the
interesting.
Grab. Okay.
That is interesting.
So Slam Spellseeker, Slam Twin Flame. We know the table doesn't have interaction. He played the Spellseeker very quickly.
Yeah. Doesn't have enough mana to do the dual caster line, and we do see just pass. He'll still need, it looks like he misses land drop, so he'll still need 1 more mana to pull off Well, no. I guess he only needs 5 mana to go for the Twin Flame line, so we might be seeing that happening next turn.
We're seeing if the Lindell's Vault comes up.
Dispel on the Lindell's Vault.
He's ready to fight over that.
Yep. Deflecting SWAT on the Dispel. Okay.
Not only did he have Guardianship, but also Deflecting SWAT.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love it. Bobby, 2-time defending champ. Out here making a name for himself.
Probably looking for Buccaneer.
More than likely.
Yeah. He does have plenty of life, too, to dig here. Yeah, it may have been beneficial for Omnath to maybe be a little bit more aggressive attacking in his direction with the way Malcolm threatens wins and kind of with the way that the rest of the table is looking, but
we'll see how it shakes up.
Assuming that Malcolm doesn't have a land drop, we won't see Glinthorn Buccaneer win this turn, but it'll definitely be scary.
Yeah, he'll be primed and ready to go, assuming there's no wheels.
Yeah.
Seems that everyone's pretty much spent their interaction.
Yeah, and maybe Kaalia has a wheel that he's not using because he did tutor early on. He might have something like Rograkh in hand that he's not willing to part with right now. But also Malcolm needs a way to find to draw a card off to even get that Limduel's Vault card. So I guess he did that during upkeep, didn't he?
Yeah, and then Danny, the Roger Silas player, is probably just buried and can't really do much of anything.
Yep. Okay. Well, there's a command tower, fetch land, so he does have the mana to make this happen. And he is probably pretty convinced that the table is out of interaction.
He is now standing up and puffing his chest just to show that he's better than the rest.
All right. Got Badlands into play.
Ray, the Omnath player, still asking what Malcolm does. I think he's about to find out.
Yeah, he's about to find out. So Badlands, definitely fetching the red mana there and there it is, Glinthorn Buccaneer. All right. What does the table think about that? I'm sure they don't like it, but it doesn't look like anyone can stop it.
Yeah, Kaalia has 3 cards. Danny probably has nothing relevant, and I believe Ray has 2 cards.
Yeah, and 1 treasure. 1 mana floating. And it's a colorless mana. But I don't think he's going to need it. Turning card sideways.
Oh, and we have entered combat.
Yeah. Pointing it across the table at Kaalia.
Come on and slam if you're ready to jam.
Mm-hmm. And then Glinthorn Buccaneer over at Roger Silas. He's thinking about it. Oh, what's he got?
Okay, here we go.
I see an Animate Dead in his hand. Angel's Grace. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely a play.
Well, gonna try to save himself here.
Got another reader.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because Angel's Grace is definitely the type of card that everybody knows what it does. You still read it anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot
just
of
to
text
make
on that card.
absolutely sure.
The rules in EDH as well make Angel's Grace a little bit odd. With just the you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game.
Makes it very attractive.
A little bit different in EDH than it would be in a standard kind of 2-player match. All right, the band's making treasures.
Yeah, it basically just gives you an extra turn.
Mm-hmm. A little 1 mana time walk.
We saw it. We saw it a few times in this tournament. Honestly, yeah, just to give them that 1 turn. That didn't matter.
Something he can also do here, and I don't exactly know his deck list, is generate all these treasures and put an instant into his hand, cast Vial Smasher, and just kill him on his upkeep. Or if he has any way to discard a card with Glinthorn Buccaneer, because Glinthorn Buccaneer's ability can only be used while it's attacking, but if he has another way in his hand to discard a card at instant speed, he can also kill him, because Angel's Grace will only let you go down to 1.
Yeah, wait for the dust to settle and pop him.
But yeah, he's got a lot of ways to win here, and very few ways to lose. Because he will kill these other 2 players. And he's going to be looting through functionally his entire deck. At a certain point, you know, he's not going to be able to loot anymore because his opponents will be dead, but that's going to come pretty slowly because it looks like Rograkh Silas is at 28, and Omnath has also not taken very much damage. It looks like he's at 28 as well right now, so he's going to make a lot of treasures. He's going to draw 28 cards until he gets exactly what he needs. And all he needs is an instant he can cast without a target. So Counterspell won't do it. But, I mean, also, a Counterspell might do it. Because if Kaalia thinks it's going to win without casting any spells when Kaalia's not on the battlefield, it's probably not going to happen.
And we see Roger Silas with the All Might sleeves, but it looks like Bobby's going plus ultra here.
Yep, that is what it looks like. I can't tell if he's keeping... I think he's just keeping that 1 card in his hand and basically milling off the top of his deck, so he might already have the win in his hand right now.
More than likely.
Yeah.
We'll see him pitch a Ragavan.
Yeah, that won't do it. I think the Cyclonic Rift would have done it. But he also... Maybe he doesn't see this line of casting Vial Smasher and killing him during the upkeep, or maybe he has another line in mind.
Probably not. Right now he's just talking everybody into dying.
Yep.
Because Omnath and Roger Silas, they're on their way out. For sure.
Yeah.
TJ, the Kaalia the Vast player, at least gets 1 more turn. Thanks to the printing of Angel's Grace. Big shout out.
Starting to go faster with that looting. I think he may have either seen the line or... He may have another plan here.
You always want to make your opponents go through it because there's a very slim 0.1 chance that they don't know what they're doing.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And they're used to people just conceding to their combo. Sometimes you see that on spell table. You ask them to go through it and they're like, well, wait, hold on.
Yep.
Everybody else just lets me have it.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any way here that he doesn't kill Roger and Silas and Omnath. But if he doesn't see the Vial Smasher line, Kaalia can absolutely win in a single turn. It's hard to do it from 1 life, but it can do it.
Here they're arguing about Pepsi versus Coke.
Alright, it looks like he's had enough. Gonna count up his treasures.
Sees the writing on the wall.
Yep. Omnath's gonna make him pay the last 3 life. Here. He'll still be getting some treasures. What's he doing over there? He's just milling. He's got what he wants in his hand. So milling the rest of the cards here. For Glinthorn Buccaneer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sure,
so the Kaalia the Vast actually plays Kozilek.
Butcher of Truth?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bobby is looking for a way around that.
Interesting. I mean, he doesn't need a way around Kozilek. I guess was his alternate plan to try to mill him out with Brain Freeze?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So as they're discussing this line, Bobby tells him that he's just going to...
the very last card is Breach here.
He's going to...
Yeah.
Praetor's Grasp.
Okay.
it out of his deck.
Gotcha. So he sees the line. He sees he has enough treasures with Underworld Breach to go for this alternate win here and not even give him an upkeep to untap with.
Yeah, which is ultimately the smartest
fair.
move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even give him a turn.
Yeah. Which he didn't really have a turn anyways because he had to untap Mana Vault to not die to it.
Yeah.
So he would immediately tap out. Mana Crypt might kill him. You know, he's definitely dead, but might as well not give him an extra turn.
Yeah. Both players just kind of going through the motions here.
Yep.
I mean, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, game's definitely over.
If something was going to happen, it would have happened, but all in all, good match.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was off to the races, and I think Bobby just got there a little quicker than everybody else.
Yep. A lot of interaction in his hand, too.
It's hard to know when to go for it,
Mm-hmm.
because as soon as you do, you make yourself the target.
Yep.
Everyone's definitely going to spend their interaction on you.
Yeah.
And then it's just a turn or two away before the other guy wins.
Yep.
Or lady.
Yeah. Yeah, and once you see, I think, force out of 2 people's hands, a dispel out of Omnath player's hands, that's a pretty good sign that you can go for it, especially when he knows that he's still sitting on an additional bit of interaction in that deflecting SWAT.
Yeah, it seems, Bobby came with the most interaction, it seems like, or at least the most relevant free interaction.
Right.
And he was able to take it away with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it for round 3. And we'll see you guys again in the top 16 cut.
Mm-hmm.
Stick around.